Yo, yo, yo. What up, artists and art fans? Thank you guys for tuning into the only spot where we talk to all your favorite Instagram artists about the trade, the tools, and the tips. I am your host, Zim Zimma. You guys are on Chatting with Zim. This is episode 138. What up, y'all? Not much, man. What is up, Shake? Check out Shake Lawsome. First one in here today. How's everyone doing today with a tribe? That's right, that's right. Tribe of Zim. Your audio is gone, man. Is gone a what? I don't know what that means. Is my audio good? Can y'all hear me? No? I think y'all could hear me. I don't know what is your audio is gone, man. I don't know what you mean. Shake. What up, Blackjack Davey? What up, guys? Today, guys, we got an awesome show for you. If you guys been keeping up with the the stories and whatnot, then you guys know we got E4 Comics, y'all. E4 Comics. We got the homie Jerry in the house. Yeah, he's all the way from New York. Has this awesome fucking comic called The Elements. Right now he is actually on the Kickstarter, which launched on February 17th. Hopefully some of you guys watched the live for that. He had a launch party here on the gram as well. And he's releasing, actually it's part 2, which is The Elements Burden of Truth. I know The Awakening is out, and I think he has some pages of I was going to say episode of issue number 0 right here on the gram, right there for y'all to check out. So, yeah, man, we're going to be in here for a couple minutes while we get the homie Jerry in here. That's E4 Comics. And in the meantime, what is good? What is everybody up to? How has everybody's week been, really, right? In the news, let's see. I started watching Bel Air, got caught up with My Hero Act. Definitely need to catch up on the Attack on Titan. I know that's gonna be fucking dope as well. That's some anime news. For me, this weekend, the 5th and 6th of March, or this next coming weekend, I should say, we'll be at Peoria Con. That's gonna be Peoria, Illinois, March 5th and 6th at the Expo Garden. So be there or not be there, right? Simple as that. What up? I can't wait for the show. Thanks, Black Anime. Blackjack Davies says his week's going good, drawing some lewd stuff and relaxing. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, and I see our guest of honor here as well. Jerry, I see you, man. Let me go ahead and bring you on. Prepare yourself. What is up to Notorious Pez as well? What's going on, brother? And I know the DrawnCon show was on right now. These guys always go for over an hour, so definitely feel free to tune out and come back, man. I'll be here with the homie Jerry. That's part of the E4 Comics. Also, guys, if you guys are on Facebook, make sure you guys go follow them on Facebook. That's E4, the number 4, Comics, one word. Also, y'all. That's where you'll find all the straight up baddest merch. What up?
What's up, Zim Zimma?
What's up, Jerry? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How you feeling, man?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was feeling a little down. Feeling much better now, though, bro.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I'm loving that stuff in the back, man. All that nice figurines. Jeez.
Man, that's not even all of it, man. I'm staring at 3 shelves right in front of me as well, so.
You see, I've been trying to figure out how to design my downstairs to put all my stuff up. And, me and the wife is constantly going back and forth about it, so.
Yeah. Man, it's a give and trade, right?
Exactly.
So
I can't take all the room. I gotta leave her some room to do her things as well. So
See, what you got to do is you got to grab some house paint and literally draw a line down the middle of the whole room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my side. This is your side. Stay on your side. All right. We ain't gonna have no problems.
It's like my side is on the side of the door, so I'll see y'all later. You know, give her a little ass window to get out of. You know what I mean?
Go, son. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining the live.
What up? I see Baron in here as well. Dynamite, of course.
Man.
I love saying Dynamite. I for some reason I always say it like that in my head, dude, and I'm being serious about that, man. It's no bullshit.
It's old school.
That explosiveness, man. So, Jerry, man, lots to talk about, dude. First time I had you on the show, so I want to first off give you a big thanks, man, and definitely appreciate your time, bro, and of course your skills, right?
Oh man, thank you for having me. Thank you for making the time to have this live with me, man. I appreciate it. I see you do a bunch of other lives and everything. I was like, yeah, I definitely got to get on the live with Zim.
No, good, man. Thank you so much, man. Means a ton you're here first. You know what I mean? But that being said, brother, if you guys do, not just yourself, if you want to be on, but also for the audience, man, if you guys want to be on shows or want more of these type of shows, then definitely go check out Live with Seven. Check out, who are the other guys? Dead and Laughing. Those are the clowns from Monsters Art Clan. They do this stuff as well. The Drawn Con show, man, two awesome artists is duetting as well, man, doing this shit. And if you guys are over at Spotify, hit up the homie Rip Psycho. It's called The Basement. So pretty cool stuff, man. Everything a little different than this one, but pretty awesome, man. Awesome. Great stuff for the art community. Gotta love it.
Nice, definitely.
Had to shout them out real quick, you know what I mean? They scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. I mean, I got a bigger back, though, but...
And you support indie. That's how we do it, man.
There we go. You got it, man. I mean, it's drawing comics, dude. You know, that's what makes me me, man. That's what got me into it. Without comics, there wouldn't be no Zim, bro. So, and...
I love your artwork. You got a lot of freaking talent, bro. I love watching your artwork. Love seeing all the stuff that you create. I saw the Power Ranger images and everything. I'm a big Power Ranger fan as well. So great job, bro. You see, that's what I'm talking about. Repping the Mastodon.
Yeah. Wearing all blacks. I had to, bro. I had to. I was like, man. And I got them all, bro. They're like fucking Pokemon, man. You know, I got the Triceratops, the Saber-toothed Tiger in here.
So, just don't show the Dragon Zord, all right? We don't need to see the Dragon Zord, all right?
Man, let me bust out this flute right now. Nah, that's actually upstairs. It's in the closet, man. I didn't open that one. That one stayed in the box. You know what I mean? I usually open up a lot of things, but here's where I keep my notes, man. I got a little, you know.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So you see it, bro. You see it, man. You know.
That's beautiful, man.
Pat says, you're on the show already, Jerry. You don't need to suck up anymore. Tell the truth. Funny, Pez.
My bad, Pez. My bad.
Gotta love Pez, man. Make sure you guys go check that out, man. But not before you guys leave some hate mail. You know what I mean? Motherfucker, that's what you get. But dude, regardless, man, we're here for you, brother. I would love to know, man, the origins, dude. What got you where you're at now, man? What literally got you into drawing? What was your first exposure? Stuff like that, man.
All right. Well, first, I'm Jerry for E4 Comics. For those that don't know, I am the owner of E4 Comics LLC, and I'm the creator and I am the writer of the E4 Comics. Unfortunately, I don't draw. I don't have that talent, unfortunately. So I have to. That's part of the reason why I do run the Kickstarter is to, earn the funds to help pay the other people that contribute to the comic book. So basically with me, what started the whole Element series it's about four brothers, and those four brothers basically represent me and my three closest friends growing up, and we're still brothers today. Yeah, you know. So there you go.
There you go.
So basically, yep, each of those characters represent one of our and you can also see behind me as well,
Mm-hmm.
the four characters. Each of them represent a personality that we have. So growing up, I was always into writing, and enjoyed writing stories. Um, One day, we kind of from cartoons we went into anime. We found out what an anime was, starting with Dragon Ball Z. That's why DBZ is always going to be number one for me, because
There
that's
you
what
go.
introduced me into the anime world. So
Mm.
after watching a bunch of animes and other stories and everything, I decided, yo, why about I just put us in a story? And we spoke about it, and we decided that we wanted to go like the elemental way, just due to our characteristics. So, they basically give me their ideas, what they want to see in a story, or what it is they don't like in a story, and it's for me to bring that all together and create the story. Originally, it was made to be like an anime, obviously, but animation costs a lot of money. So
Or it'll get there, bro.
yeah,
It'll definitely
hopefully it
get there,
definitely
man.
gets there. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So it decided that, maybe we should stand back and go like the comic book route. But even going that route was kind of like, damn, none of us are real artists. So how are we going to get to that point? So while I'm still writing the story, another friend of ours, we found out was an artist. His name was Dennis. He's the concept artist for our book. He
Mm.
started drawing the characters, and he was the one I was able to bring the characters to life. So that was probably the spark that we needed, because once we saw that, we were like, oh, wow, so this just might be possible. We just might be able to create something. So as we kept going down that route, he introduced me to Facebook groups where you can find artists, you can find writers, you can find anybody else that you're looking for. And I managed to find an artist. So that artist helped us create the original first book. What's up, D? So
Yeah, I was gonna.
the original first book is actually called The Elements, right? This
Mm-hmm.
is issue 0. All right, this is no longer printed. It's no longer out there.
Breaking my heart, man. You just answered the question I had, man. I was gonna say, is there any more available?
So basically, when we first decided that we were going to make a comic book, we wanted to create it at a point where there was a lot happening. So it was very visually appealing. So people would wonder what's happening. So when we started the next book, which would actually be issue 1, it would be from when it first starts with the boys getting their powers, and then eventually all the series will lead back to where issue 0 took place.
Ooh.
So that's why if you was to like read this book, you would see like a bunch of action, of powers, abilities, all these things in there, and it's like a lot of like, what's going on? Like, So that was the original. So now this came out in 2016. And I'll admit that probably one of my biggest mistakes was that I didn't continue right afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So after selling issue 0 around, I kind of just just eased back from it, from creating comics for a while. And it was not until, COVID happened. And it forced people to have to sit down at home and buckle down. And I was still working, but it definitely took away a lot of the other things that I was doing. So it forced us to buckle down and start creating the next issue. So then eventually we created The Elements. And unfortunately, we weren't able to get back the original artist. So we found a new artist. And that artist helped us create the first issue, issue 1, The Elements Awakening, which is still available. Or you can still get it in the Kickstarter that's currently running. This basically starts with the brothers in the orphanage where they're raised. So it's basically like 4 brothers raised in an orphanage. They were found as babies at birth, abandoned in the woods. Nobody knows where they came from, who they belong to. A sister found them, picked them up, took them to the orphanage, and that's where they were raised. They already realized there were things different about these boys. They were already stronger, faster, durable than regular humans to begin with. So going through that story, that's when they eventually encounter these 4 elemental stones that give them the power of fire, water, wind, and electricity. So they're trying to discover what's happening to themselves, as well as discovering what's happening, because there's a point in the first book where their orphanage gets attacked by like an unknown force, and they wake up to screams. So they were able to defend the orphanage, and when they went to town to see what was happening in town, that town was also being attacked. So a mysterious man in hood, this dude, shows up and gives them a hand and disappears. So after they start making their way back to the orphanage, they find this dude sitting in the woods waiting for them. That's
Oh shit!
Ends.
Damn! Don't Jerry! Don't give it all away, bro. Say some of this, man. Kickstarter, you know what I mean? You guys want to read more, know more, you know that was just a teaser, y'all. You know, if you guys want to know more, you got to head over to that Kickstarter and yeah.
Exactly. So issue 2 continues from that point. And it's called Burden of Truth. And it explains a lot of what's happening, and it also raises new questions as well. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot to learn. And, you know, so that's why I'm excited to have it out. So
sweet.
Start getting a point of what's happening.
Yeah. That's how we do it, man. And I see just people coming in and out. Toner in the house as well. What up, y'all, man? Thank you all for being here on this awesome episode with Jerry from E4 Comics. That's right. In the flesh. Man, that's a fucking awesome story, man. What really inspired you to go that route, man? Why the elements?
So elements, like I said, the elements were based on a lot of our characteristics, like just our personality seemed to match certain elements. Like, for example, you take Pyro's character, for example. Most people would see him as he would be the hothead of the group. That character kind of represents my personality. I'm not really the hothead of the group. I'm more of the quiet person of the group, you know, and I only open up to the people that I trust. But I don't have a short fuse. But when that fuse, that's shock.
That's shock. Just showing them here, man. This is Pyro.
That's Pyro. So the thing about Pyro is when that fuse does burn out, he goes off, and that's Hydro. He explodes. So that's part of the thing about it, about, you know, Pyro. So that's why I decided, and I always loved Pyro. My favorite element has always been fire. My favorite Marvel characters is the Human Torch, and non-fire would be Gambit. So,
ooh,
yeah,
nice, hell yeah, definitely in my top 5. What about Marvel's Pyro?
So Marvel's Pyro. So he was always my issue when it came to. So when you always look at these characters from Marvel or DC and anything, it's like you always had. What's up, Chris? You always had characters that could do one or the other. So you had like the Human Torch that could turn himself on fire. He can shoot fire, but he can't really manipulate it to the level that Pyro can manipulate fire. Pyro can't create fire, but he can manipulate the shit out of it. He can make it to whatever he wants. So now it's like, what happens when you combine those two?
Ooh.
You know, you're going to get a legend. So at first, it's kind of like I said, this thing is more based on an anime thing. So I was kind of worried about things being overpowered or anything. But when you're looking at things like Dragon Ball Z and these people are destroying planets with fingertips,
Yep, for real, dude.
I ain't got nothing to worry about. You know, so
And they
I
say
know that crazy.
go big or go home, right?
Yeah, exactly. You
So,
know? And
man,
one of the things that was annoying about it was there was an episode of the old Fantastic Four, if you remember, and they were fighting that scroll that has all four of their abilities.
yeah.
There's an episode when that scroll, I think the scroll, he burnt out the Human Torch. Like his fire overpowered the Human Torch and left him on the floor ash, like covered in ash. Like he burnt his fire out. I never understood that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's weird.
yeah, things like that always bother me. It's like if you are that element, if you're engulfed in that element, how is that same element burning you out? Like, how is it should be making you stronger?
Exactly.
You know, so things like that was like stuff I was like, yeah, I can't have in my story. Like, unless there's a reason for it, that you're not gonna see that in my story because these dudes they can create, manipulate, and absorb their element.
Oh man, dude.
So that's the way I wanted to create these brothers as. So, when it comes to the story, you know, a lot of us went through a lot of trials and tribulations growing up. You know, we came from broken families, went through issues, situations, but it was always us four that had each other's backs. And, you know, that saying when it says family is not just blood. You know, family are the people you consider family. Family are the people that will always be there for you. So growing up, that's what we established. So I figured that being an orphan, all four brothers being an orphan, pretty much sums up that whole nucleus where it's about those four, you know, growing up and they're always having each other's backs. And then, of course, they have other people within their friendship circles growing up in that orphanage that are also like family to them, you know? So,
yeah.
What's up, Jason?
Convictor, that's what's up. So, Jason, how you doing, man? Yeah, and people seem to love it, man. We got.
He's the reason why I was telling you you don't need to sugar your stuff. So, this.
Hey. So that's pretty much dope, man. One of my questions, and when it comes down to elements, why did you end up going or with electricity?
So, me going with fire, my cousin Corey went with electricity. We decided to do that because most things that use the elements, obviously earth, fire, wind, earth. You know, earth is always that part of the scheme of elements. And the way our story was going, it was very hard to incorporate earth into it. And we honestly, when it came to us four, nobody was interested in earth. Nobody, and it's not that anything is wrong with earth because we all know how powerful earth element can be, you know, and it has nothing, it's just none of us just was drawn to that element. These were the four elements. We actually, growing up, we did try to recruit a fifth person.
Oh shit.
Eat earth. It didn't work out. And after that we just said, all right, we're just keeping it this four and then that's it. You know, if we ever decide, let's say we finally end the element story, you know, we said to ourselves, maybe if we decided to do a new element, maybe we'd have an earth, you know. So yeah, Planet and Element rule, you know. Then we'd be able to summon Captain Planet and, you know, over the whole comic. Like we don't need none of that. You know, we don't need that.
Holy shit. I mean, I mean, this, for me, I mean, I don't know if you get that question a lot, man, but, you know, as far as why electricity, I dig that shit. Fucking awesome.
First person that asked me that question, believe it or not.
Get out of here.
You choose electricity. Yep, you're the first person that said that.
Well, and that's the
thing about it. So we used to get compared to the Avatar a lot. I don't have an issue with them. Avatar is a phenomenal series. I freaking love the Avatar, and it definitely had influence in the elements, you know, but it was always like, I don't have an earth, so I don't know how it's like the Avatar, you know, but
Yeah.
hey, it is what, like I said, it is what people like to compare. People love comparing things to
Oh
something they're
yeah.
with, and that's not an issue. You know, there's no problem with that. So if it makes people feel comfortable about it, because in every anime, almost every anime you watch has the elements one way or another, whether it's
Yeah,
a
I either elements or they deal with some sort of spirituality or like chakras.
yep.
So, you know what I mean?
So there's this, and that was one of my biggest things about doing it, was that, you know, at first when we talked about it, it was like, yeah, you know, there's a lot of things that use elements. What's going to make us different? At the end of the day, you're always going to find a someone's story kind of like coming from something else. It's all about how you use it,
Mm.
you know, that sets you apart from everything else. So if you're so worried about resembling something, you just gotta, how are you using it? That's going to be different. What sets you apart from that? And that's what we try to build on and grow with, you know, doing.
No, well said, man. And you know what? Like I said, I actually dig the fucking touch, man. I dug it. It goes well with the other three: Hydro,
Mm-hmm.
Pyro.
Yep.
Um,
Especially since Shock was considered the fastest out of all of
mm,
them. It just went with him perfectly. So, you know.
nice. Now is that how you base the name off of these characters?
Yeah, like we was just
Okay.
like, all right, since your elements electricity, we was running through names and we just said shock, pyro, hydro, sky. At first, we were just saying, all right, cool. Maybe that could just be like the code names, but they have real names. It's kind of going to be like a funny story, I guess, later on down the line. But then I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to make this complicated right now. We're just going to stick with pyro, shock, you know, um, sky, and hydro. And then maybe later on, we might make it like a little joke down the line about it. No, we named them this, but as they grew up, they just kept calling each other this instead. So,
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. That's what's up, man. And aside from the heroes, man, I also seen the introduction of like Lugo and Liger.
oh yes. So you're talking about, oh man. Yes. So
Or am I mistaken? Or
no, no, no. Those are definitely characters that will eventually be in the story. So there was a bunch of characters that I have previously shown on my Instagram. Yes.
ooh,
And so my last Kickstarter, surprisingly, you know, we did great. We overfunded. We doubled our funding goal, which was phenomenal. Thank you to all the backers that helped out with that. Um, my top tier, which I honestly didn't think was going to be that like great, like so many people was going to gravitate to it, was you had the chance to create a character that would eventually
mm,
be in the story of the elements. So thinking that, you know, I'd get a few, maybe 5, 6 or so, I ended up getting 19 or 20 people back
whoa,
that tier. So
whoa,
yeah, it caught me by surprise, you know. So now it's like, damn, I have like 20 characters that I'm gonna have to create. You
ooh,
know, granted, it helped me because the elements is not just gonna be based on Earth. Eventually, it will be taken into space. You're going to eventually be introduced to other creatures, other aliens from other planets. So
man.
now I needed to narrow down and start creating other alien species and races and everything. So by reaching out to these people, getting ideas from them, that actually helped me further that.
That is so awesome, dude.
Yeah,
That's
so
fucking awesome.
because it was going to be a lot of sitting down and thinking about it. So I asked these people like what was like maybe their favorite characters, colors, powers, abilities, anything like that. Whether they would like to be alien or human, good guy, bad guy. Like I had like a whole thing written out what they had to answer as I created each and every character. You know,
So,
like oh like an ice planet,
Yeah,
exactly.
like an ice planet. Hey,
Definitely.
you're gonna have fucking Pyro walking on the surface of the sun, baby. So,
Yo, yo, eventually, man, they're gonna get to
yo,
that point. My idea is for them to become gods of their elements. That's
oh man, dude. All right, man, I need a mute button for you, man, because you're giving out way too much. That is dope, dude. No, I'm just joking though, man. It's always great. It was actually, one of my questions, where you were heading towards the future with the comics and stuff like that, man. And I'm on board, bro. So,
Like we eventually gonna have like parts where we're gonna have a spin-off called the Kenneth story, which is basically one of the additional characters that you're going to see introduced to, which is actually what the Burden of Truth is going to be about. That character is eventually going to have his own spin-off comic book, so you can see his history, where he
mm,
came from, and how he eventually became part of the elements. Like we do have a lot of plans down the line. It's obviously going to take time. Though, like I said, part of the reason we make the Kickstarter is to earn funds to, get these artists on board, to pay them for obviously everything that they do. And the more we fund, the more artwork I can do, the quicker I can put out these things. That's always my goal. Everything we earn literally goes right back into the project.
nice.
So I'm not going out there buying no sports car or anything like that. Maybe if I get an animation deal, then yes.
Man, Jay's gonna pull up in the newest fucking Tesla. You know what I mean? He's gonna have one in every color for every day of the week.
For every element,
Oh, dude, that'll be sick. I know you thought about it. That'll be sick though, man. That'd be badass. Um, and what motivates you, bro? What motivates you to keep on writing, or not only motivates but inspires you, man?
um, Seeing other creators inspires me. Like I'm part of the SSB, which is what Jason and Chris is part of, as well as other indie creators like Dennis Valencia, Snowy Works, um, Jerry Cooley. We're all part of the Slate Boys. We're all part of BMR Comics. We pretty much definitely have a big part in like pushing each other forward. Like seeing what they do, seeing how well they do, makes me want to strive to push to do better. You know, when I get those fans that reach out to me and say, "Yo, I read the book. I read it 3 times. This is amazing. When's the next one coming out?" Like nothing feels better than that. That people are out there actually, appreciating what you're creating. Like I remember creating the first book. Like holding this in my hand was inspiring enough. Like,
Yeah,
wow, I have a comic book out. I actually
yeah.
created a comic book. What we thought was just a dream is now reality. So doing that was just like I gotta try and continue. I gotta try and push forward. And especially when you hear about issues when it comes to the indie community, part of the issue why it's so hard to push indie books out there is because after 1 to 3 issues, those creators fade out because I guess they didn't realize how stressful or how much money or how much time it consumes to create these comics. I'm not even an artist, okay? And I tell you, it consumes a ton of my time. So I can imagine those people like, the Convictor, like Chris, like the other guys, like the other artists that draw their own book. That's even more time that they have to put into creating it. So by doing that, seeing these people accomplish these things is just like it inspires me to continue to push forward. Like now that I know that it's like a 1 to 3, issue deadline where it said that indie creators kind of fade out, I'm
Hmm.
determined to go way beyond that. Because I'll tell you right now, How many issues is the Elements? I have no idea. I have no idea because we've been building this since we were 15 years old. I'm 36.
Yeah.
So we just have so much story that we still have to play with, that we still have to show. Remember, we're starting from the beginning, and eventually it has to get back to where issue 0, took place.
Damn.
So that's still some time ahead. So there's still a lot of story to tell, So, I mean, we've had a lot of trials and tribulation. We had things go wrong, but we managed to come out of it and, continue to create books. So,
word, man. Now, when it comes down to like yourself, what how do you balance your time, man? How do you balance the comic book side with family life and everything else?
So my life, I work nights. I work 12-hour shifts, so I work 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. So I'm kind of the opposite of what my family is. So if I'm at work and I have downtime, I'm doing writing, or I'm coming up with different scenarios or things to do for the comic book. If I'm at home, normally they go to bed, but since I work nights, I tend to go to bed later. So that time when everyone's sleeping, I'll stay up, continue doing what it is that I need to do for the comic book and do that. And then, in the morning, I get up to do the family thing and whatever needs to be done and try to balance it out from there. So I don't have a regular work schedule. Like, I don't work 5 days a week. It's kind of like 2 on, 2 off, 3 on, 2 off. Like, it goes back and forth like that. So obviously on the days off, I try to make more about family and everything. And then the little time that I have, I go book, or I'll go meet up with the other 3 guys to continue talking about where the story's going, what's coming next, and, how to continue the saga from that. So, yeah, it's just a lot of juggling, and you gotta have a schedule. Like, you definitely gotta sit down and schedule things out just to make sure that things run smoothly.
Word. No, I feel that, man. I definitely feel that. And, just talking with a bunch of artists, over the past 2 or 3 years. No, 2 years. Wait. Fuck. Yeah, 2 years. Man, I want to say 3 years, bro. I think, but I want to say 2. Let's just say 2 for now. There's a bunch of I fucking lost my track. I lost what I was gonna say. Just talking with artists, there's many ways that they balance themselves, right? And I usually like hearing the answer from people who do kind of have a family, and you know what I mean, as opposed to those that kind of don't, that are not married, they're probably younger or whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Black Anime is actually the Kickstarter book already done, or y'all still in the process of making it? The book pages are done. The right now it's with my letterer who is lettering the comic, and after that we can send it into printing. So I would hope that after the Kickstarter is over, I can get things moving a little quicker. So I guess you say let's go into the Kickstarter now real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is our Kickstarter, currently sitting at 49 backers. I want to say after this, the biggest thing that we're probably going to have to be concerned about is that we have what we call coins, challenge coins, for each individual character of my book. So there's 4 coins, and there's a special 5th coin of Kenneth, the guy on the cover. So I would say that the coins would be the longest thing that's going to take the longest to make. before we can actually start shipping everything out. So the book, like I try to, when I do Kickstarters, I like kind of planning ahead because obviously I created the first book out of my own money, did the Kickstarter, earned that money. That money basically paid for the second, and just kept going on that way. So I kind of like to have the book near done as the Kickstarter's going, because I like to try and have things out to people as quickly as possible. So that's one of the main things about it. There you go. So yes, to answer your question, the book is almost done. It's just being lettered by my letterer, who's also part of the group, the SSB. Chris from Homebrew Comics, who's lettering most of our books, if not all of our books in the SSB. So that's where it's at.
No, that's definitely dope. How do you describe the book to others, man?
I tell them it's an action fantasy book. If you're into One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Ninja Turtles, thank you, I appreciate it, Black Anime. If you're into any of those things, it basically is what this book is about, because what drew us to those anime is like that brotherhood, that relationship that these teams build together, and they willing to die for each other, have each other's backs, like little specific things like that. Is if you love those things, then you'll definitely enjoy the Elements, because it has a lot of that feeling to it. Like like when you're watching One Piece, for the people that watch One Piece, you see how tight that group is, how much they care about each other, and another thing, how much they even believe in each other. Like when someone sends Luffy on a mission and they're like, wait, but he'll die. And they'll be like, no, he won't. Wait, what do you mean? Why not? He's like, because he's going to be the next Pirate King. Like, that's their reasoning. Like, that's how much faith they have in their leader, So
he can't die. He's the one. You know what I mean?
He's the one.
He's the fucking one, man.
And like one of the things that, even though, like I said, Dragon Ball Z is my number one, one of the things I didn't like too much about Dragon Ball Z, that you won't really see much of that in my comic, was at a certain point in time, the other Z fighters, they're useless. Like, they're useless. It's only Goku. Sometimes Vegeta helps, but that's where it boils down to. Like, after Perfect Cell, Gohan at his time to shine, but I like something like Naruto or like One Piece, where the team is more balanced, where everyone still has their strength that they're increasing and still becoming that relevant, So that's definitely part of the reason why in the Elements people ask, so who's the leader? Is Hydro the leader? Is Pyro the leader? None of them are the leader. None of them. Because
well, I think he might have had a call or something.
So I never said anything like yeah. So just like we do in real life, if we come to a situation, we talk about it. What are we gonna do? How should we handle it? What will be the best course of action? Like, that's how we deal with situations. It's not, all right, let's look at the leader. What are we gonna do? It doesn't work that way. We just work together to resolve the situation, and that's how I want the story to go. So I feel that that's a big, unique, version of it.
No, yeah, that's definitely dope. Because I mean, you're 36, I'm 36, and usually leaders are in every kind of storyline that we kind of know, right?
Yep.
Everything, unless you're a solo superhero. But even then, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, you're part of a team, and someone's leading that fucking team.
So just depending on the scenario, it's like, all right, if this is, a tactical situation, then Sky, you lead this one. You're better than that. Oh, if this is a brutal situation, you're Pyro. You take that situation on. Like, it's like that.
Hell yeah. Nice.
is who pretty much like leads the group and says, what they feel should be done.
That's badass, dude. And Blackjack Davy says, being the one didn't work out for Neil.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
Blackjack Davy. Oh, and I gotta ask. I'm sorry to cut you off, but really quick, Blackjack Davy, would you eat a handful of spiders if it gave you superpowers?
No.
No, I'd be like, give me seconds,
A
man.
bowl of spiders?
A handful of spiders,
Are they alive?
or a mouthful of spiders. That's his. Would you eat a mouthful of spiders or a handful of spiders if it gave you powers?
Are they alive?
Your choice, I guess, man. Are they alive? Oh shit! Can you imagine?
Yo, because if they're dead, I could probably do it. If
Oh shit!
like moving, I don't know.
Oh man. He says he.
Body will allow me to do it.
Oh man, dude. And I never even thought of that. He says no. They're not dead.
If they're not alive and they're dead, then probably yes.
Oh shit!
I can't.
I probably wouldn't if my superpower was like an X variable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I didn't know what the fuck I'm gonna get, if I could choose what I want, then fuck yeah, give me some spiders, man.
Yeah,
I'd eat several. Yeah.
He said, like this. Ooh, for claws like that, because it's like, especially if it's like that, I'm about to go through this, and I'm gonna get some random powers. Like, one of the powers that I'm not a big fan of. Don't get me wrong, and it's part of like One Piece, and I love the way they use it. I'm not a big fan of stretchy people. Mr. Fantastic, Luffy. I'm not a big fan of that. I love how creative they are using these abilities, but I'm not a big fan of that. I wouldn't like that ability. I would feel cheap.
It's like, fuck, this is all I get.
Yeah, like this Marvel and all that. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Never really thought about it like that, but I think I'm right there with you, man. It's one of the powers I probably wouldn't want. You know what I mean? It's cool. Don't get me wrong, but
nice, but not my flavor, not my cup of tea.
Word.
I would like to mention that another good thing about the Kickstarter is that we've also collaborated with an organization called Comic Book for Kids. It's an organization that basically take comics and they send them out to sick children in hospitals. So anybody that makes a pledge to no tier, just to donate money, that money goes into ordering more of like our comics and sending out to those kids.
Oh, nice.
We have a specific tier for that called CB4K tier. It's you choose that tier and a certain amount of books get sent to that organization as well. Or if you do choose a tier that you do like, you have the ability to add on for 2, 3, whatever books to your order that's going to be sent out to those kids. So I always try to have something within my Kickstarter that gives back somehow, and I'm hoping that by doing this, other creators see it, and I'm hoping they take this idea as well, because it's all about getting as much issues to these kids as possible. That's what I really care about. So anybody else want to do it, it's called CB4K, Comic Books for Kids. Look them up. The owner is Mark Wise. He's a great guy. He's just looking to obviously build up the organization and get more issues and comics as well. Obviously, it's for kids. So if there's a lot of beheading and, adult content,
Right.
Not for that. They do have another one that's for troops as well. But, that is, you can get away with more violence with that, but obviously nothing too sexual or anything like that. So if you got a comic book that you're working on or creating or anything like that, definitely I recommend you guys reaching out. Great people.
Word, and that's definitely inspiring, man. And one of the great takeaways, right, is giving back to the community and stuff. And
Exactly.
just those serving, those serving, like are heroes. I consider them heroes.
Definitely.
Um, and just children, man. Children are children, man. The innocence, bro.
Exactly.
How could
So
you say no to that?
I try my best. Like the last Kickstarter I had, it was basically around other indie creators. Like I was promoting other creators, especially the creators that had a big hand in me starting out, that had a big hand in, showing me the proper direction, um, answering all the questions that I had, all the confusion that I had. Like I met a lot of great people that took the time out to teach me and, talk to me about what to do, what not to do. And those people I, always appreciate. And
Mm.
that was what my first Kickstarter was mainly about. This one is about obviously issue 2 and also CB4K comic book for kids. So
CB4K. Word. And that's don't get CB4K confused with CB4.
yeah, exactly.
Right. For all you guys that know, y'all know.
So anybody
Um,
familiar with a challenge coin? This is basically what the element coins is kind of going to look like. Real metal, real coin, heavy, got weight to it and everything. If you're not familiar with what a challenge coin is, that's pretty much how.
right. You guys got a challenge? Come on, man. Bust it out, man. Let me see that.
This is not the
Yeah.
equal one. This is one for my job. But
No,
just
no, no. I'm saying that's you. That's how that conversation's gonna go.
yeah,
Man, you ain't got a coin. Get out of here. Let me see that.
I
Prove
see
it.
a lot of people. They do like they do trading cards, which I eventually plan on getting into. We got mini posters as well, but I wanted to do something a little different, and I figured the coin thing would be something very new. And as I start
Mm-hmm.
creating new characters, new coins are going to be added to
Oh,
the collection.
damn.
So,
That's gonna be dope. For all you guys, and really quick, man. What is a challenge coin for those that might not know?
so originally, it originated in the military. It was more of a thing like if us went out in the military, went to go drinking, it'd be like they would display their challenge coin. The highest ranking coin paid nothing that night. you know. So it was used for that. It's used to make decisions within the group. What's up, Alzalva? How you doing, brother? It's used to make decisions among people in conflict, in the groups of the military. So I'm a first responder. I'm an EMT in New York City. So we obviously adopted that as well. So we have a lot of military people as within the department. So, we definitely adopted that. I would like to show you guys some cool images. So besides that, we decided to also go with new shirts that we're creating, and we decided to go chibi. So
Oh snaps!
this will be the new shirts that are in the Kickstarter. That's Sky sleeping on his little tornado, because part of the funny thing about Sky is that like the character he's after, he sleeps on anything. No matter what it is you put under him or in his pillow, he sleeps on it. Okay. Um, the next
I
one.
probably could relate to that, man. Shit.
Let me see.
What up, Tony? How you doing?
This is Hydro.
That's
Okay.
dope.
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing? These things are meant to kind of give people a hint. Like I was telling you before about being able to create, control, manipulate their elements.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see
This
that.
is going to eventually show their growth of how well they can utilize their elements. He made a tank out of, his element, so here's another one. Here's Pyro,
Oh, that's
a little
badass.
fire of himself.
That's sick. Hell yeah.
And then you have let me see, Shock. He made little electric nunchucks out of his. So
Dude, that's awesome, dude.
these are gonna
That's
be
awesome.
the new chibi shirts that come out with the E4 Comics tiers. So just so you guys have an idea of what it is. And then we got a couple of new covers that we also have for the book. This one will be the standard cover, Burden of Truth. That's the issue 2. And then we also have, let me see if I have it here, the variant cover of it.
Now, as opposed to Kickstarter and the show, man, I always love giving back. Just a little bit of tips, man, from the creators that I have on and stuff. Any tips on people who maybe wanna get their project in Kickstarter? What are some of the things that they maybe you didn't know about when you first started that you would have, or something that might help somebody else out who's wants to get in there, man?
All right. So first of all, let me say I'm no wizard.
You're
I'm
not?
no guru of Kickstarter.
That's news to me, man.
Okay. But I'll definitely share with you guys what I learned.
Because you make it happen, brother.
Exactly. Create a following. Number one, that's your number one project. You must create a following for your project. If you think that you're going to just create a Kickstarter and it gets funded, you lost your mind. Okay? Because I'll be honest with you, especially first starting Kickstarter, most of the funding that you get is going to be coming from people that enjoy what you do and friends and family. Kickstarter is going to have an extremely small percentage of bringing new people to your project, especially nowadays, because now Kickstarter is very saturated with indie creators. What's up, Concrete Lonzo? How you doing, brother? Thank you for joining. Concrete is definitely one of the big people when I first started that I reached out to. I've done lives with, and they definitely helped guide me in the right direction. They actually helped introduce me to the people that are now part of the LLC with me. So big shout out to Concrete Comics. If y'all not following, definitely want to do that and follow them.
Follow Concrete Comics. That's with a K. Concrete. Yep. Both K's in there.
You definitely want to start networking. You want to get your product out there. You want to start building up your fan base on Instagram, Facebook. You want to start interacting with people as best as you can, because at this level of the game, you're selling yourself as well as the project. People are not going to back or support you if they don't know who you are or the type of, they feel that you are 100% genuine person. More people will start to gravitate to you. Okay, so definitely start creating that fan base when getting ready to start a Kickstarter. When you have your things in order, make sure you start promoting early. Get a following of people that are very interested and would like to definitely see the first project of your book. If you can, start creating an email list. Start creating a message list. Start getting a list of people that you can start contacting once you're getting ready to launch your Kickstarter. 2, you also want to try not to go too crazy, I want to say, with your first Kickstarter. Like, don't create a Kickstarter and think you're going to earn $10,000. Unless you know for a fact you're going to have that many people back it, by all means, do it. But I wouldn't recommend doing that right off the bat if you don't know where you stand. So
yeah,
keeping a fairly decent goal is where I say you should definitely do it. So what else would I say? When you're creating your Kickstarter, you definitely want to have other people go over it. Go have other people look at it, reread it, give you pointers, because my first Kickstarter, I thought everything was great. I thought I typed everything perfectly. When I sent it to my guys in the SSB, and I even sent it to the other Jason from Lost Children of Andromeda, they all was like, yo, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, change that thing. I was like, God damn, man. Had it set, man. Like, I couldn't believe it, so you don't want to just put your project out there. You want to have multiple eyes on it making sure that they're going over it as well, whether for editing or maybe just even some advice of how you should, So when you do that as well, it's also a great idea to set up live with people because you're going to be the person promoting your product. So you want to get as much eyes on you as possible. If you got to do a live yourself every week, do it. Talk about the project, do it. If you can get on other people's lives, like me being here with you, going on other people's podcasts. There's so many other indie podcasts out there to interview new creators and artists and things like that. Start setting those things up. Start lining those things up. Start building that following that. And I think that's like the biggest thing, one of the biggest things you can do. You can even learn from Dan the Man, Dan O'Mike.
Dan O'Mike.
His Kickstarter did phenomenal. But if you look, Dan was on everybody's live. Like I felt like I couldn't see a live without Dan being on it. And then outside of that, he was on YouTube, he was on podcasts. He had a great team building that momentum for him.
For sure.
That's definitely another thing that you really should focus on that would help, fund your project.
Man, and those are some fucking phenomenal tips, man. Hopefully, hopefully y'all taking notes. And if you're not, then go back and watch the show and take notes. And not only do I post these, do I post these here, Jerry, but I also post them on my YouTube channel, so future people could eventually see it, man. So this is one reason why I love kind of getting these tips and this insight, to help others, because that's what it's about.
Yeah, get creative. There's nothing but space and opportunity out there, and there's a lot of people that are looking for work or collaborations or anything like that. Get creative. Like I said, I thought about the coins. I said, hey, I haven't seen that before. Let me try that. And I started doing that. We have elemental bundles. If you choose fire as your favorite element, we got a bundle that got all pyro stuff. If you like dope. Water, we got a hydro stuff. We got sky, we got shock. If you want to go crazy and the top tier, you get the exclusive Clenneth coin. That's the only tier it comes in. The exclusive Clenneth challenge coin that comes within that tier. So get creative. That's exactly what it is. We're here to create what we love, and there's nothing stopping you. Sky's the limit.
Nice. Yeah. No, great stuff, man. And definitely love your not just enthusiasm, but your passion for it, man. It could show, man. It rubs off, you know what I mean? So it's good. It's good, man. I love that shit. Love it, bro.
I won in the group, so I really don't like my face being out there, but like I said, this is your creation. Someone's got to do it. So.
Right. And a couple things really quick. First off, we reached the top of the hour, man. Do you got more time that you could probably?
Sure.
Cool. So we'll keep it going because we got some questions, man. They're coming in, and definitely wanna share. Also want to say, everybody, thank you guys for tuning in. Really quick, make sure you guys check out the Drawn Con show here on the gram. Check out Live with 7 as well, and Dead and Laughing. Go check those boys out, and if you're on Spotify, check out The Basement. That's the homie Rip Cycle. Right now we're with Jerry from E4 Comics. You guys can find them not just here, you guys could also find them on Facebook. Check out e4comics.com, where you guys can buy all the latest merch, shirts and prints and everything there, man. I checked that out earlier this week, and a bunch of good shit that I'm gonna have to go back into, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Because you made me a fan, bro. I'm not just promoting your Kickstarter. I also backed it. So,
thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Definitely love that stuff, man. It's great, man. I have a. I'm not getting paid for this, but I have a comfy seat. You know what I mean? Okay, get some exclusives and whatnot, man. So it's about the love. And also, earlier, really quick, man. Have you been on Comic Cast already?
No, not yet.
Okay. Write this down. There's Joe Tolliver. Do you follow him on Instagram?
Joe Tolliver doesn't ring the bell.
Okay, Joe Tolliver, he is one of the guests I had in, I think it must have been one of the first 30 episodes. Um, but if you go into, if you want to check him out a little bit more, go into the YouTube channel and just look up Chatting with Zim and look up Joe Tolliver. Just type in Joe Tolliver. I think I tagged his name. But he has like a round table. It's called Comics Cast. And he takes indie creators and they'll talk about stuff like that, man. So
Definitely.
something for you to look into, man. If you want to, get a seat in there sometime, man, let me know and I'll try to make that happen for you as well, bro.
I appreciate it, man. Definitely gonna do that. Definitely gonna reach out.
Yeah. And it's pretty yeah, for sure, right? And also, well, let's get to the questions, man. Why the hell am I dragging? And also remember, guys, viewers, if you guys have questions, you guys could ask it on the chat there. But if you can, please write it down in the question bubble below. That way we could share with everybody. And
we might listen in the comments.
yeah, because it'll get lost. It'll get lost, man. Let's see. Would you eat a handful of spiders? I think we answered that one already. All right, let's go with this one from Tony. What's Art Studios? He's asking, when writing your stories, do you have fear of writing something you have seen or heard before?
Yeah, I think that's something everybody kind of goes through. Is like I said earlier, like a lot of things tend to resemble other things. Even just choosing the elements alone was like, damn. A lot of shows use elements. A lot of shows use fire. A lot of shows use all these elements to this day. Any anime, cartoons you watch, they have some form of elements. Some fire attack, water attack, ice, or anything. This fire going to become the Fire King. He's going to take over the host show, Pez, the host show.
It's going to take 20 years and then some.
So, Pez, guess who's my favorite character in One Piece? You should already know by that. So, the question, it gets to that point, you definitely do double think of what you're doing. Like I said earlier, I think it's best to kind of move away from that and just think about how you're doing it differently. That's part of the main thing. So when you go back and look at these other shows that utilize weapons or utilize elements, they do it differently. You take fairy tales, like they have to scream out their elements. One breathes fire, or like I forgot the other character's name that uses ice. He has a form that he uses. He can only use like material things, and the other guy can only use animal things. Like, there's so many different ways to use these things, and that's what you should be more focused about than it being similar to someone else, because it's always going to be similar to something else. No matter, there's always going to be some type of correlation. Like I said, I got a lot of Avatar, got a lot of Captain Planet, I got a lot of these things, and it was just like, all right, cool. All those shows were great shows, so it's not anything I take offense of, but there's obviously differences in my story. There's no Fire Nation, there's no Water Nation, there's none of that in my story. So, you're definitely going to go through those moments, but try not to let that, hold you down too much. Just think about how you're making it different.
Word. Well said. And there's no Fire Nation, no Water Nation. There is a Zim Nation. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, y'all. Let's see. Moving forward, let's see. We got the annoying Notorious Pez. He's asking, since the beginning of the Elements, has the story evolved, or is your vision true from the beginning to the end? Meeting artists, writers, or content ever make you adjust your story?
All right, that's a great question, Pez. So yes, because the story's been over what 20 years in the making, it definitely has changed. It definitely has evolved. And even the artwork itself. So from issue 0, different artists, to issue 1, different artists, to issue 2, Burden of Truth, different artists. So the first artist I lost, that was my fault, because once again, I wasn't continuing the service with that artist. I let him hang for a couple of years because I got caught up doing other things. So the next artist that I got, as much as I even love his artwork, he was unfortunately unreliable.
That's a shame.
Instead of taking a book a few months to do, it took over a year to finish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I would send that person like a couple of pages. I wouldn't hear from him for weeks, maybe even months. And then when I finally hear from that person, I'd only get like a sketch of the pages and panels, and I couldn't make any deadlines. I couldn't, like create any shows, go to any, shows or anything like that because there was no deadlines met because of that art. So after that first issue was done, I had to part ways with that person. So then I ended up finding this artist, and this artist is a blessing. She is amazing. She finished this book within 2-3 months, and each of my comics are 34 pages. So
oh man, that's a nice one.
Yeah, so she took over, and she's just been a machine ever since. So I've been blessed with this artist, and I try to let her know that any chance that I get, and I hope she continues with us for as long as possible. So I definitely had to obviously adjust when it came to that artwork. Definitely when it came to, because we also like trying to add scenarios of what we experience in life into the story. So that kind of forces us to adjust the story as well to try to put it into the book so more people can understand and get attached to it because it's something they might have experienced in life as well.
So. Cool. And let's see what else we got. Man, I know there's a Black Anime R Jojo. He's asking, what's your favorite part of owning a comic book, and who is your biggest inspiration? Do you mean like favorite part of owning a comic book company or comic book?
Favorite part about owning a company is just I got a company. I got a company, and I can honestly say that. So best part about owning a book is, like I said, if you're working on a project and it's a lot about seeing your project come to life. It's an amazing feeling. So company. So one of the great things about owning a company is pretty much is now you're forced within the group to create. So now we have a name, and we're trying to get that name out there. So it forces us to try and create and move forward. So when it gets to the point when you're making a lot of money, obviously it's going to get to the point where obviously you're going to have to start worrying about the business aspect of it, taxes and everything, and how much you are bringing in. So that can obviously be a headache. But at the end of the day, just owning something that a lot of people may have grown up and said to themselves, nah, I don't think that's possible. I don't think I could ever own this, or I don't think I could ever create that. And then boom, it happens. And it's like, so it's possible. Like, this is an amazing feeling. So that's pretty much like the biggest thing about owning a company. I came up with the name, and there it is. So.
Nice. And that's another question I had. Name E4 Comics. I dare say Elements 4.
So yes, obviously because there's 4 of us, there's 4 elements. It was kind of based like my logic was anything you do, pull that up. Anything you do kind of has like, I feel like if you find the four bases of that you want to do, then that would help you create what you want to create. So I actually have a saying that kind of fits with that. Uh, so there you go. There are many things in life that may not seem achievable, but creating these comics have shown us that the only things that are unachievable are the things you tell yourself is unachievable. With the E4 way, right mindset, right people, right time, and right passion, nothing can stop you from succeeding. So that's what
Mm.
E4 stands for. It's finding those four connections to what it is that you're creating and sticking by those four rules. You can do anything. That's
Mm.
really what it kind of came up to.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
And that you're the genius behind that?
Yeah, I definitely
Yes.
was like, I definitely want a deeper meaning to it than just E4, four elements or anything like that. So it's like, find the four elements within what it is you're creating.
The essential four.
Yeah, I'm such a fool.
No, 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 no. You're not such a fool. I said the essential four.
Essential four. There you go. Yep,
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah, the essential four. I like that, dude. That's dope, dude. That's fucking badass.
What's
Hell
up?
yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Great shit, man. Let's see, what else we got? What's our studios asking? Are you a full-time artist slash writer? If so, what do you do to stay motivated? I think we answered that one. So, Tony, you're gonna have to go back and watch the show, brother, for that one. Um, but appreciate the questions. We got more from Pez. We got one more question. It's kind of long. Let me read it a little bit before I set it up, because then I'll lose half of it. It says, "What type of storytelling do you prefer? Fast and pretty is what the new standard, like Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw, or would you like the slow build up and character build up, like Naruto, One Piece style?"
Definitely the slow character builder. Great question again, Pez. That's where I feel the foundation of a great story lies. If they can write a story, or if I can write a story where you're with these characters from the beginning and it's like they can't do much now, or they're not really much now, and then you watch them grow into what they are, into what they are, is an amazing feeling, because now you go, yo, remember, like, let's take Naruto, for example. He started in a village. People hated him. They were scared of him. They didn't want him around. All he could do was multiply himself and do the sexy jitsu. That was it. But the great writing of it was how creative he was in using those abilities is what drew people in, and by doing that, it was just like, we remember when this is all he was able to do. Now this dude is what, Hokage. I'm not destroying anybody that hasn't watched it yet. Now he's Hokage. This dude has so much chakra during the war. He was handing out chakras like he was Oprah. You get some. You get.
Yeah, no, that's funny.
He went from being hated to being worshipped.
Damn, I haven't gotten there yet, man.
That's an amazing character building. Like that, I feel is the
Dope.
essential of a great anime. And I work, in and out to try and bring that when I bring my book to life.
Sweet. Yeah,
That's
no,
like, you should have seen it by now.
great answer, man, and great questions, man, for Pez.
Yep. Because we see
And,
that from all over, even with One Piece. Luffy was just stretching and punching people. Now he's what, Gear 1, Gear 2, Gear 3, Gear 4 now. All these people are doing all these amazing things. And it's like, yo, remember when all this is all he could do? Now look what he's doing. Like, I love that. I really, really love that.
Word. Who's him? Never heard of him. And yeah, that's right. I mean, the chat room has a that rule number one. It's never gives him credit, and then rule number two is never tell anybody about rule number one. So there you go. You broke the second rule. You're out the club. Oh well. What about your life as an EMT, man? How have you incorporated anything into the story yet?
With that, I haven't yet gotten into it, but there is a point in time where there's going to be some healing characters that's kind of gonna come from the foundation of being that. You know,
Dope.
so what we do a lot of like artwork as well. When it comes to like EMS week or anything, so I do a lot of posters for EMS week, anime style and everything that people in the department love seeing. So and I don't get me wrong, a lot of people's like, yo, when you gonna make a comic book about EMTs? And I'm like, I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know, maybe someday, eventually.
Hey, there's a character, man. So
Make the healing character a man for once. I agree. Definitely agree. And that you saying that was actually part of one of my issues with like Naruto. And like all the females always like the healing character. To the point that I feel like they focus so much on that. You had like someone like Sakura, when she came back, that power she developed, that strength was just unreal. But then it just always felt that the healing thing was all she was really there for. So I definitely would like to put a change to that in this story.
Sweet. Pass as a man with pink hair. Never fights, just complains. Oh, hell no. That's crazy. Here's another one. Well, actually, no, we'll skip that one for now. Hardest thing you struggle with as a writer?
Memory. That is my biggest downfall as a writer. I don't know why my sucks. So if I don't write things down, I forget. There's times that I've written whole paragraphs or maybe a few pages and then said to myself, oh shit, I was supposed to add that back there. Oh, now I gotta go back and add that to the story. And God forbid, like my artist is already past that page. So I'm like, now we're gonna have to restructure panels just to fit that in there. So to try and get over that, I have sticky notes that I like have on my board. So I write the idea down, sticky thing. So whenever I'm writing something, I look at the notes. Do I need to add anything? No, this goes there, this goes this. All right, good. And I continue writing that down. So my memory is my biggest.
They're gonna step inside your house and be like, "Oh shit, man! Yeah. Jerry got pranked. He got the sticky note treatment." It's like, no, that's just him.
Don't look like I'm trying to solve a murder. Like everything, like it's gonna be all over the place.
A bunch of string and sticky notes everywhere, man.
Yeah, that's exactly how I gotta do it. And I thank my dad for that. My dad. Memory sucks, and apparently I inherited it as well. So I gotta try and combat that with sticky notes.
It's funny. Let's see. We got a couple more questions before we close this up, man. Just so we could say goodbye in a few, because we could keep going forever, but sadly, unfortunately, I have an 8. So, yeah. Let's see. Does E4 have space for a panda character? Zim needs a home for this Kung Fu Panda.
Hey,
No
you never know,
Pez.
Pez. You never know. There might be a planet full of pandas.
Oh, dude. You know,
Never know.
if that ever happens, man, make sure you hit me up, dude. I'll definitely throw in a little Panda Zim in there somewhere.
Oh, see, all right.
That
Collaboration.
that'll
Ooh, what I
that'll
say.
be dope. The planets are nothing but a big old panda head. It's a
Mm-hmm.
panda skull. Ooh, no.
Oh, see.
But really quick, shameless plug talking about pandas. Definitely got these new stickers. Got two variations. Got a black and white and also a colored version. So
Right.
that is the Panda Zim X-Men issue 1 collection. Right there in a sticker for y'all.
That's beautiful.
Thank you, sir. So shameless plug. Had to throw that in there. Some of the latest shit I got going on. Them getting that cover in the future. Yeah, I think I am, man. I'm definitely down for that cover, Jerry. Remember that.
Definitely will, man.
A variant cover, dude. I seriously, I'd be down for that.
Okay. No.
It says, What's Art Studios? Once again, he's asking, when writing your story. Man, I think I asked this already.
Yeah.
Uh, I know I've seen a new one here. Oh no, I think that's probably it then. Cool.
Roadhouse Motorcycle Shop.
Yeah, that's the homie right there. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? I know that guy IRL.
Mm.
So, yeah.
I was a motorcycle. Well, I'm still am a motorcycle guy.
So
So
you got
I,
any?
I had a CBR 1000. Um, Before I bought the house, it was stolen from me.
Oh,
So,
dude, that sucks.
and I haven't sought out to buy a new one yet. But, who knows? Because I've been riding
Yeah.
since I was 15. I've ridden South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, Ocean City. We used to just ride on the weekends to Philly just for Philly cheesesteaks. Like, that's how heavy we
Damn.
ride. I had over 100,000 miles on my motorcycle. So,
Damn.
yeah.
Well used. I don't trust myself in a motorcycle, man. I have a heavy foot. Excuse me.
Nah.
So I used to do a lot of like illegal racing and tuning cars and stuff back then, and yeah, man. No, I don't. Once I get, yeah, no, man. I crash, I'm going fucking flying, bro. So I'm
I've
be
had
Superman for a split second, you know.
I've had a few accidents. I'm still here. Thank the Lord.
Yeah,
I'm just
thank the Lord for that, man. Um, man, at this point, Jerry, man, it's we're getting to about an hour and a half. Um, is there anything you want to mention that maybe I didn't bring up? Any?
um just an advice to people. Like I said, when creating your dreams, things get rough, things might go wrong, things might be complicated. Um, don't let that hold you back. That's part of life. If it's worth it, it's not going to be easy. It's that simple. You know, things that are worth it are always going to be even better when you get there after getting over all the obstacles. So don't let those things happen. They're supposed to happen. Like I said, losing my artist, many times I thought that I wasn't going to go anywhere after losing my artist and having to find another one. Many times I thought it wasn't gonna, like it was over and done with. And I've had people in my corner tell me, yo, keep moving forward. It's not over. There's, things you can do to overcome it. So you also want to make sure you have the right circle around you that's going to be there to pick you up. You don't want to keep toxic people around you because they're going to bring you down, while you're trying to create what you want to create. So make sure you got the right circle around you, when you're doing what it is that you're doing. I appreciate any like, share of the Kickstarter that you guys do. Donate $1, $5, it really doesn't matter to me. I would love to try and get to 100 backers before this project is over. So if you can, hit the link in the bio, make a pledge, share it, anything that you can do, I truly appreciate it. Anything, anything's appreciated. And once again, check out CB4K, Comic Books for Kids. I got a tier on my Kickstarter about that. Even if you're not too much of a comic person, you know, it's still something that you can donate to. That's a positive thing. And I'll be sharing those books that you chosen to go to CB4K, which will be donated to kids in hospitals. So definitely look for that for those that are not, you know, into the comic things. Thank you, Pez, for, you know, spending the time with us. So thank you for the questions. Thank you, everyone, for the questions and spending the time even with us. And of course, thank you, Zim, for your time. You know, I truly appreciate you, man, and what you're doing out there for us.
Oh man, yeah, you're very welcome, bro. And thank you, man. First off, I appreciate the advice, man. I on a personal level, I needed to hear that. So it's synchronicity kind of thing, right?
Definitely.
Second, man, thank you so much for really coming on, bro, and giving us your time, dude. I haven't been following you for too long, but from what I have, dude, I definitely love your character. You know what I mean? Awesome
Thank you.
cat, bro. Great head on your shoulders, and definitely passionate about what you do, bro. That's number one, dude. So
Definitely.
that's inspiring within itself, my man.
Yes, people
Um,
feed off of that. Also, remember, if you're not excited about what you're doing, don't expect other people to be excited with what they're doing. I know
true.
people that gain so much following just because of how passionate they are when they're describing their project on their lives. If you're not bringing that passion to your comic, you can't expect people to be that excited for it. So you
Well
got
said.
it.
Yeah, man, and once again, dude, your story and the background for everything, definitely a quick catcher upper for myself on a personal note, and yeah, dude, I definitely, I'm gonna go ahead. I did get the Burden of Truth, and I did go ahead and get the Awakening as well. Unfortunately, that zero, I'm gonna have to fight somebody for it. So, cause you
We can
know.
talk about that later.
Cool, man. I'll pay for that, man. I'll definitely pay for that. Um, but yeah, dude. Thanks again, man. Much luck, everybody. Make sure you guys are going over to that Kickstarter. Check out e4comics.com. Check out Facebook as well if you guys are on there. Give a follow and help support, man. Not just Jerry, but also CB4K. Comic book for kids as well, man. Great everything. You know what I mean? Um, awesome tips, dude. Thank you so much once again. And that's it, guys. Next week, I will be in Peoria, so I will not be doing a show. So you guys can go back, make sure you subscribe. Come back to this one after you give E4 Jerry some a follow there and check it out again. And make sure you guys back it up, man. And challenge coins, dope idea, dude. I dig that.
Get it, man.
First Pioneer, first one I seen doing that, so that's
Thank
badass.
you. Have a good night, everybody.
To the next one, y'all. Make sure you stay safe, love one another, trust the process. Y'all know the deal. Thanks again, Jerry. Appreciate
Thank
you, brother,
you too, man.
and appreciate you all. To the next one, we out. Oh, now we're out.